All right. Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome, Cassie.
Yes, welcome, Cassie.
So I'm Dana Wood, and other way,
Carey.
And I'm Cassidy Brooks.
Jen and I are here to bring you Conscious and Connected during COVID-19, and we're interviewing the lovely Cassidy Brooks today. And Jen, do you want to go ahead and dive in with the first question?
Cassie, thank you again for being a part of this. You are a part of so many things. So this is just a... And I don't remember the question I gave you, but basically we're asking us your story in 4 minutes. So that's not an easy thing to do. But if you can tell us a little bit about you and your essence and what comes up for you in under 4 minutes.
All right. Let me think. Okay. Well, first of all, I would consider myself an ideas gal. That's just me. I come up with all the ideas for lots of different things. I'm really lucky that most of my job is me thinking, which happens to be what I got going on up here. Trying to think. And I spend a lot of time connecting with people, whether that's in my professional life or in my personal life. I'm in a polyamorous triad, so I have 2 partners that I'm always connecting with, always working the communication between the 2 of them and the 3 of us. And then I have a very close, dear group of friends that are like my family. So that's another way that I am constantly connecting, come from a big family. Normally. I'm interesting in the way that I was homeschooled. So I started working when I was 14 years old. And so I think that's given me an interesting way that I work through the world, because I am kind of have the experience of someone who's been working for a while, but not the same as not the same as like another person who just got out of college. But I'm still young and I still say funny things because I'm only 22 years old. I turned 23 in July. And my story is just connecting, feeling other people's emotions a lot of the time and learning how to not dive into that, but to help them. I'm big on helping people. And I'm also a theater artist. That's my background. I've spent, since I was 7 years old studying theater. And I really got to dive in. I really feel like I have studied theater in my life, and not so much as performance, but the art of theater, which is pretty much the art of getting to know people, understanding people. And I'm also a writer. So I think that all those things come together and build this connected, collaborative weirdo that is me.
And we love your weirdo self, Cassie. You have been so helpful for both Jen and I in so many different capacities. And thank you for sharing more about who you are, which is many, many, many things. And creative at heart, it seems.
Oh yeah,
the central. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Cassie, what is keeping you conscious and connected during this time? What's really keeping you centered?
A lot of things, luckily, because I think I'd be out in cyberspace or the ether or wherever I would be if all I had was just my phone to scroll around. I make the joke that if I watch too many movies, my brain will melt out of my ear, because I'm really, really sucked into things. So it's been really important for me to stay connected, for me to stay grounded, for me to stay conscious. I'm lucky enough to work with a quarantine. So I said I have that big family, friends that are like family. So I have my 2 partners, and then our best friends to our neighbors, and we're lucky enough to have kind of quarantined together, and because we were all work together and eat together and walk around the neighborhood together and play Scrabble together and do all of the things that make me feel like we're not separated from the world. I'm a very big extrovert. It's really important for me to feel other people's energy. So being lucky enough to have that team, that quarantine, is great, especially when I can't go hug my little brother or go visit my mom on her birthday. It's really it really has been hard. Another thing that's been amazing for me as a resource is that I was homeschooled, like I said. So, and I also grew up with not a lot of money, and we only had one car. My dad took the car to work. So for the majority of my life, I spent time in the house, not going anywhere, not allowed to go anywhere, not able to go anywhere. So I'm really using a lot of those tools that I was using when I was younger, such as lots of around the house crafts, lots of nature walks with themes, lots of yoga in my living room, and just really leaning into those inner child moments and feeding that inner child who's scared and alone, but also that inner child that knows exactly what to do because she was self-sufficient from the start. She was able to entertain herself. And one of the things that we did was buy an inflatable pool for our backyard. And we created this like tiki town party, and I made like tiki grass out of old Trader Joe's bags, and I went through all my art supplies, and I like wrapped these bottles in jute and made like as if I was throwing a party just for me, because it was something that I used to do as a child to pass the time, to make myself feel like I was doing something creative. So really leaning into those exceptional skills that I have that I didn't even know I was building when I was 7 years old, playing Barbies and creating photo shoots in my bedroom.
Cassie, this long using, or what you are accessing, is your inner child, that you're bringing playfulness and imagination, your creative self that you described in your question, to such a situation. And that, of course, with the quarantine, I'm so glad that you can do imaginative, playful with.
Jenny, you're breaking up a little, but I think the essence is, Cassie, you bring your inner child.
Yes.
And you're relying on that inner child that you had to rely on at 7, and you're relying on her again today. In this really, she's safe, she's protected, she's good, she's thriving now because she's able to lean on all these resources. And I love the concept of core team. I hadn't heard that before. And I've told many people about the inflatable pool, and I think it could be a thing that like we should see these little tiki yards popping up everywhere. So.
For everybody. In a time like this, we must have Tiki Town.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm so sorry that Jenny, it sounds like, is having some technical difficulties. But there she is. So, Cassie, as a gift for our communities, all of our communities, what is something you wanted to give today?
So what I want to give is the wisdom to look for the signs. As I was talking about earlier today, I have a spider that lives by my desk, and I happen to be one of those people who love spiders. I told you I was homeschooled. And I see the spider every day, and I thought to myself, that's obviously a sign. That spider has been there for about 2 months. And she is basically thriving. She's living in spider paradise. She has flies coming in. Whenever she gets hungry, she can just eat them. There's some ants because we live in Florida. And she has kind of wedged herself into the window pane and created like a home for herself, and she's so safe, and she's created this amazing paradise for herself. And when I looked up what spider medicine is, and my friends will make fun of me because I always say animal and then medicine because I grew up with my mom as a shaman. So I'm used to that. So I looked up spider medicine, and I find it's about creating this reality and creating your perfect reality, just like the spider created that for herself. And basically telling yourself you're safe, you have everything that you need. You've created this reality and this identity, and you can just lean in and you can be there, and that's enough for you. And even in the face of chaos, that's enough. And one of the quotes that really stuck with me was, you have to trust in the now. You have to trust in the divine timing of the now. There is a creation, there's a plan of the creation. So whatever has been created by the world around us, that is we have to trust into that. We created our world, now we have to trust it. We create our identity, now we have to trust it. And that's been big for me because I can only do what I can do, is something that my grandma used to say all the time. I can only do what I can do. So I can make my reality. I can be like the spider and create my spider paradise, but I can't really tell you what's going to come outside of my little spider paradise. That's just the way that it is. So I invite the community to look for the signs in the world and look to nature and see how everything happens exactly as it's supposed to be in nature. And that is how humans are meant to live as well. And then also the wisdom that I've learned from my improv training, which improv is you don't know what's going to happen next. It's all off the cuff. And isn't that perfect for right now? And that's to be fearless, focused, and flexible. Those are what I always tell. That's what I always tell my students when we do an improv exercise. That's what I always tell myself when I'm in an improv exercise. It's really important to be fearless, go forward, but be focused in what we're meant to do, and then flexible for everything that's happening around us to create an amazing scene and an amazing outcome. And I just keep telling myself that. I keep going back to it's a time right now where I need to be fearless, I need to be focused, and I need to be flexible. So look for the signs and remember your 3 Fs.
I'm writing those up on the banner so people can remember that. And we'll put it in the description also, but fearless, focused, and flexible.
Yep.
Okay.
I love it. And I love your ideas of connecting with all the signs. I love that you're connecting with a spider in your windowsill. I don't know if I have that in me. So I honor that in you. And I love your acceptance of what is. We could really get exhausted fighting the reality right now, which we have no control over. So I loved that. Just surrender and trust in what is right now in the moment.
Beautiful. For me, it's been just an ongoing battle with myself, just in my life, over I just want to control things. As I'm sure everybody wants to just control. We want to hold on to it. We want to fight what's really happening. And my mom's favorite quote is "Let go or be dragged." And this is let go or be dragged. I do not want to be dragged around with this craziness. So I'm going to let go of what I think I need to do and just lean into the great plan of the creation that's happening right now.
Well said. Beautiful. You are an old soul, Cassie.
That's what I said. I was like, I'm weird. I got all that weird old stuff in me, but I'm still 22 years old. Still say weird stuff.
I often forget you're 22, right? I'm sure a lot of people have that when they meet you. They don't remember your actual physical age this time around, right? Like, I'm curious, Cassie, if you have a favorite resource for animal medicine for people to look up, if they begin to tune into nature and see things, where can they go?
So I am a big proponent of being guided, like be open to whatever comes up when you look at it online. I would put medicine down with whatever animal, because then you're going to get less than symbolism. Can give you a lot of vague information, whereas the medicine of the animal will be able to give you a little bit more pinpointed information. But it's not, I believe part of looking for the sign is waiting for the things to jump off the page and grab you. So whatever resource calls to you, as long as you're open to it, that's the right resource for you. And you can always reach out to a healer in your community. If you look through on Instagram, you can find lots of healers that are really, really looking to give right now. And you could also reach out to my mom, who is a animal medicine specialist. Instagram is Soul Beckons, so that's a good one too.
Soul Beckons. And what does medicine mean to you, Cassie?
I think it means giving you what you need. So whenever I think of medicine, I think of animal medicine, but then I also think of, when you would see somebody get their medicine, if somebody has like the way karma has affected them, or if someone has been rude to you in the past and then you watch something happen to them, it's getting their medicine, or that's what I've always thought of it as. So medicine to me is not just to heal, it's what you need to fully be. So it's not always the easy thing to take, because medicine sometimes does not go down that easy, but it's what you need.
Well said.
Beautiful. Wow, this is full. There's only 16 minutes and it's full of them.
And you can give me an excuse to put on lipstick. It's a thrill. It's a thrill.
Is there anything else you want to share with our audience, Cassie?
Believe in the power that you have inside of you to make everything as it should be.
Wow.
I know. I want to write that down too.
I know. I think you're going to get a banner, Jane.
Believe in everything inside of you.
The power inside of you. Right?
The power inside of you. You can make everything what it's meant to be.
What?
I'm a big believer of, if you act healed, you will be healed. So whatever you can do to call to your highest self, then you can make the things that are supposed to happen. If you can do just a little bit, then you can get there. So if all I'm doing is staying sane, then I'm sane, baby. I'm sane. If I'm trying to connect, if I'm connecting a little bit, I'm connected. Yeah.
So just doing that little bit of acting as if.
Yep.
Right.
And you have the power to create it.
I like that. I like how that's bringing in your theater too.
Yeah.
The theater meets the medicine.
Oh yeah. The theater is bigger than getting on stage and performing. It's really just like showing humans that we can create so much more than we think that we can by just understanding each other. That's what theater is to me.
Everyone, tell me the quote once more so I can get it accurate. And then I want you to share with everyone how, if they wanted to follow you and wanted to get to know you more, how would they?
Yeah. So the quote that I just said was, if you believe in the power of what's inside of you, and can create anything as it's supposed to be. So, or something like that. I said something like that. And if you want to follow me, my Instagram is Cassie __ Brooks _. So that's Cassie _ Brooks _ and it's Cassie CASSIE.
Brooks _ at Instagram. Is that
on Instagram?
On Instagram.
And that's
Cool.
where I mostly am. That's where you can mostly find my pontifications.
When we love it, Cassie. Thank you for sharing it with us today.
Thank you for allowing me to be on this. This has been awesome.
You're so much fun always.
Absolutely. So good to see you and connect with you. And again, thank you for all that you do for us. And the wisdom that you gave today, I know is going to help our audience. I know it is.
And the levity that is a part of you too.
Yeah.
I mean, you often hold both, but the fact that you can so easily tap in to joy
that's true.
Beautiful.
Thank you, guys.
Old soul, inner child.
Integration.
Integration, yes. Anytime I hear integration, I'm like, Dana, integration. Anytime anybody says integration, I'm like, Dana, hear this.
It's the integration.
Thank you, Cassie, again. We'll get your information up in the description of the YouTube video so everyone can see it and connect with you.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great rest of your day. Bye.